Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. My name is T.S. Sudhir and you're watching Study with Sudhir. This video is going to unravel, decode your study strategy for the English literature examination for ICSE Class 10 students of the batch of 2024. I did the English language paper video first, live kiya. It wasn't as I had planned in the sense that because of all the spamming, I got a little disoriented. And so I'm doing a recorded video, much easier in the sense that I can say exactly what I want to say without missing out any points. Because when you read all the spam points, one tends to get lost and you miss out on saying the important points. So that's why I'm doing it recorded. So let me get into the PDF which I have prepared, the important points, because English literature paper is one paper where you can score an 80 on 80. However, in 2024, there is going to be a bit of a hurdle because of the nature of questions that you could possibly be asked in both the MCQs, even in the subjective part. I will go through it in detail. So it's going to be an interesting video because I'm also going to discuss the possibility of what could possibly come, but I'm not making any tukka. Many students have been asking, इस बारी कौन सा आएगा, कौन सा poem, कौन सा story, कौन सा scene पढ़े. My point is that I don't believe in percentage study. I have never been a votary of that. Point number two, I don't want to make a tukka, a guess at best, because obviously I have not prepared the paper. The paper has not been leaked to me. So what I will do is only guesswork, right? Like anyone else. So, and that could be misleading. However, what we will do, and I will show you what has been the pattern so far. Okay, the last 4 papers, and that should be quite interesting. Let's go through that. Okay, so you can see the strategy for the ICSE Class 10 English Literature Examination. So as I said, the common query is, which chapter can I leave out? अरे मेरे पास time नहीं है. अरे पूरे साल क्या क्या बंधु? So let's revisit the last 4 question papers. पहले देखते हैं MOV में. You can see it on your screen. ये MOV का है. Okay. 2024 का जो स्पेसिमन पेपर था उसमें एक क्वेश्चन आया था एक्ट 3 से, दूसरा आया था एक्ट 4 से. ये जो एक्ट 4 का जो क्वेश्चन था, that was the same which came in the 2023 board paper. Okay, the same passage. Okay, so it was the same. So act 3 or act 4, and 2023 के पेपर में भी act 3 and the same one act 4 का आया था. 2023 का जो स्पेसिमन पेपर था उसमें भी act 3 और act 4. Of course, act 3 के the scenes were different, obviously. You know, some it was a casket scene, in some cases it was act 3 scene 4. So the scenes were different, but they were from the same act. In 2022 paper, act 4 and act 5 scenes came in the paper. So my sense is that, and this is just guesswork and nothing else. Please don't say that, you know, sir, आपने कहा था कि ऐसा आएगा था. मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं. I'm just saying, I'm presenting to you the data, and you can decide for yourself what you want to decide. I leave it entirely to you. I'm saying, making this disclaimer very clear. So I would think that there could be a good chance of Act 5 because Act 5 has not come in 2023 and not in the 2024 specimen paper also. Okay. And this will obviously include both parts, the historical references and the ring episode. Okay. So if you are planning to attempt both questions of MOV, you should, I mean, Act 5 to definitely karke jana chahiye. I mean, going by this pattern. Okay. Let's look at the poems now. Poems में 2024 के specimen paper में Above Ben Adam and 9 gold medals आया था. 2023 के board paper में Daffodils और Caged Bird आया था. So no repeat. But in 2023 का specimen paper में it was again Above Ben Adam and 9 gold medals. Okay, so 2024 का specimen paper and 2023 का specimen paper में same poems figured in the questions. And 2022 के question paper में, I'm not going into the 2022 का specimen paper because those were 2 semester papers, so that may not be a correct comparison. इसमें Above Ben Adam and 9 gold medals again आया था. So these 2 poems seem to have come quite a few times. Okay, and if you see, the Patriot has never come. So my sense is that Patriot को prepare करना, I mean, it just makes a little more logic because it has not been asked in the last 4 question papers put out by the council, the 2 specimen papers and the 2 board papers, right? So prepare the Patriot well is I would say, right? And one of these could come. I mean, above Ben Adam and 9 gold medals has come just too many times. Now, if they want to repeat it, if they are in love, whoever is doing the setting the paper is in love with these poems and decides once more, ek baar phir, then can't say. But I would say, prepare the Patriot well. Stories को देखें, which is even more interesting. इसमें 2024 के स्पेसिमेन पेपर में आया ऑल समर इन ए डे एंड द ग्रेटेस्ट ओलंपिक प्राइज. 2023 में आया एंजल इन डिस्गाइज एंड ऑल समर इन ए डे बोर्ड पेपर में. 2023 के स्पेसिमेन पेपर में फिर से आया ऑल समर इन ए डे एंड लिटिल मैच गर्ल. 2022 में आया ऑल समर इन ए डे एंड ग्रेटेस्ट ओलंपिक प्राइज. 2022 may not be this thing because ये it was the semester 1 semester 2 thing. Okay, ब्लू बीड कभी भी नहीं आया. ब्लू बीड से पता नहीं क्या दुश्मनी है, क्रोकोडाइल्स और सीबिया से क्या दुश्मनी है कि कभी भी नहीं आया पिछले 4 पेपरों में, राइट? सो माय सेंस इज प्लीज प्रिपेयर ब्लू बीड वेल. ओके, ब्लू बीड को प्रिपेयर जरूर कीजिए. नाउ यू मे थिंक कि अरे ऑल समर 4 बार आ गया है, इस समर में ऑल समर नहीं आएगा. ओके, हु इज टू से दैट द एग्जामिनर थिंक कि सब सोचेंगे कि ऑल समर नहीं आएगा, इनको जरा सरप्राइज करते हैं, फिर से 5वीं बारी ऑल समर इन ए डे डाल देते हैं. Can't say, right? You really can't say. मैं तो कहूंगा ब्लू बीट को तो प्रिपेयर करके जाओ. And see, if you have to decide whether you will attempt 2 stories and 2 poems and 1 MOV, or 2 MOV and 1 poem and 2 stories, या 2 MOV and 2 poems and 1 story, ये आपको डिसाइड करना है. अगर आप किसी भी तरह से परसेंटेज स्टडी करना चाहते हैं, if you want to do percentage study, you should do it only in one of the 3. You cannot do percentage study in all 3 of them. That would be suicidal. That would be taking a huge risk unnecessarily. So don't do that. You decide which are the ones. 2 + 2 + 1 कौन सा वो 1 होगा, उसको decide करके you decide that. But having said that, of course, at that time the pattern was very different in 2019. I had told Teju that you go with 1 MOV and 2 poems and 2 stories. But she was very comfortable with MOV, so she did 2 MOV and 2 poems and 1 story. So depending on the nature of the questions, you could change your strategy even inside the examination hall. But I'm just giving you an example of what happened. So I've just presented you with the data. I am not saying this will come or this will come, but based on the data, you are free to arrive at your own conclusions. I am not saying anything at all. I do not believe in this kind of guesswork one bit. Okay, now tips पे जाते हैं. मुझे उसमें ज्यादा मजा है because that is what is real, जो आपके हाथ में है. Read the text multiple times. I have been saying this again and again and again and again. टेक्स्ट पढ़ोगे, MCQ में बहुत मदद मिलेगी, आपको बहुत मदद मिलेगी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स द मोर टाइम्स यू रीड द टेक्स्ट, कीवर्ड्स आपके दिमाग में रहेंगे, आपके सब्जेक्टिव आंसर्स उतने बेहतर होंगे. They will become that much better if you read the text multiple times. Read the notes, read the text, read the notes, understand, especially with poetry and MOV, and then work on the SWS test papers, which I really believe are very good because they give you good practice with the MCQs. They tell you how to write this subjective answer, right? And these are like, evolved over a period of time. I know we keep on adding every year, we keep on adding. So you have many test papers, and they take into account the pre-board papers. So you get a very wide variety of questions with which to practice. Please don't make the mistake of reading summaries of scenes. Please don't make the mistake. मैं हाथ जोड़ के विनती करता हूं, इससे आपका नुकसान होगा. You will be hurting yourself if you just listen to or read summaries of scenes. In fact, if you look at the ICSE ka pupil analysis, it says very clearly that is not the way to study English literature. Please don't just read a summary की रिंग सीन में ये हुआ था, मेरे लिए काफी है. काफी नहीं होगा. आपको वर्ड मीनिंग्स या सेंटेंस मीनिंग पूछे जा सकते हैं, and there you will struggle. Try to write a few answers yourself in the coming days, especially if you have a habit of understanding the poem, the story, or MOV in Hindi or in any other vernacular language, because you need to get used to writing in English. Hindi में आप समझ लीजिए, लेकिन आपको आंसर तो इंग्लिश में लिखना पड़ेगा ना. So your mind has to be tuned to writing, expressing yourself in English. So please Do that in the coming days. Work out, and this fourth point is very important. Please work out solutions to questions like what can be the alternative title to Daffodils? What can be the alternative titles to 9 gold medals, right? What would you do if you were in place of the lead character? Jo bhi ho. I mean, it could be Shylock, it could be Portia, it could be Above Ben Adam, it could be Margaret, anybody. Okay. Your opinion about a Portia, about an Antonio, about a Shylock, the themes ke bare mein, the theme of revenge in a movie. So all these things about the supernatural element, agar fir se All Summer in Hede aa gaya to, right? All the supernatural element in Above Ben Adam. So you need to have these points ready for each one of them. If you do that, go well prepared, you will find it easier ki ye to, it's like a piece of cake. That's the kind of preparation you should go with. Okay. Half-hearted preparation करके जाने में मजा क्या है, right? Keywords, fifth point. Again, इसको भी जरा ध्यान से पढ़िए. Only this morning I told my students this. It's a good idea to underline them when you revise in the book itself. अभी book ये after what day is your exam? 23rd के बाद क्या करोगे उस book का? So underline कीजिए. Or you make a list in a notebook. Like for instance, Mrs. Thompson. What are the adjectives which have been used for her? Vinegar tempered woman, not a woman of saintly temper. Write these words and use them in your answers. Us samay par, don't write she is an angry woman, she's an irritated woman, she's an annoyed person. No, those are not words which have been used by the author. Use words which have been used in the text by the author as keywords that will help you get marks. I'm giving you the Guru Mantra on how to get marks. So it's in your interest to listen to this so that you can also score an 80 on 80. Okay. MCQs, read the question carefully, especially if there is a not in the question. Use elimination method. Pehla A dekh ke samjhna ye theek hai. No. B, C, D ko bhi dekho, eliminate karo and then decide ki haan A hi correct answer hai. There could be trick questions. Please look at SWS papers because we have prepared quite a few these kind of googly papers, googly question wale papers, जिसमें कि आपको दिमाग लड़ाना पड़ेगा. Okay. During the first 10 minutes, look at the MCQs, finalize which 4 questions you will do in part 2. Read all the questions. वो A, B, C, D, E पूरा पढ़ो. ये नहीं कि A, B पढ़ेगा, हाँ ये मैं choose करूंगा. I will do the blue bead. अगर blue bead आ गया तो, या little match girl. And then in the third question you come and get stuck कि अरे मेरे को ये part का तो answer ही नहीं मालूम है. Then you would have lost time to go into another question. So don't do that. So read all the parts, decide which 5 questions you are going to, which 4 questions you are going to do. Do not do percentage study. As I said, in all the 3 sections, that will be taking a risk. Time for revision is a must. You need to give time for revision at the end. So 80 on 80 is possible in English literature. Please do not mess up. Do not miss the opportunity. Okay. What will be the time management strategy? 10 मिनट में MCQ आराम से हो जाएगा अगर आपने 15 मिनट की रीडिंग टाइम में ऑलरेडी कर लिया है तो. Each question should take not more than 25 minutes. So 25 minutes into 4, 100 minutes, 100 plus 10 MCQs, 110, 10 minutes for revision, right? I mean, if you are able to do it in, let's say, 20 minutes or something, and if you have time, then you could attempt an extra question. It's entirely up to you, okay? Otherwise, focus on doing these 4 questions well. That will help you get an 80 on 80 instead of trying to compromise on the quality of these 4 questions and then trying to do an extra question ताकि ये भी अच्छा ना जाए, वो भी अच्छा ना जाए, तो ऐसा करके फायदा नहीं होगा. So this time management strategy को please follow so that you are able to finish the paper efficiently and also revise. That's very important because revise करते वक्त MCQs के ऊपर फिर से नजर डालें ताकि कहीं किसी जगह पर जल्दबाजी में C की जगह आपने B तो ना ली दिया. Right? So that's all I had to say. I hope this video has been of use to you. Please write in to let me know if you have any doubts about the study strategy and the time management strategy. Write a comment on YouTube. Share the video. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. Namaskar.